Good morning, everybody. This is Stephen Pugh of the Home Bible College. It is September the 15th, and we're looking at Proverbs 23 and 24. Now, from Proverbs chapter 22, verse 1 to 21, is a section speaking about personal character with a string of exhortations to godly living under the Mosaic law. Let's read some of them together, and I'll highlight those that for me are the passwords of today. When thou sittest to eat with a ruler, consider diligently what is before thee, and put a knife to thy throat, if thou be a man given to appetite. How interesting. You know, those of us, including myself, who tend to eat too much, he says, put a knife to your throat rather than do that. Be not desirous of dainties, for they are deceitful meat. Labour not to be rich. Cease from thine own wisdom. There's so many things here. He says, eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats. For he that thinketh in his heart, so is he. Drink and eat, saith unto thee, but his heart is not with thee. Speak not in the ears of a fool, he will despise the wisdom of thy words. Remove not the old landmark, and enter not into the fields of the fatherless. For their Redeemer is mighty, he shall plead their cause with thee. Some of these proverbs are really quite. They take a lot of thinking about it. There's something to write down. There's something to meditate on and ponder on. And one can imagine the sons of Solomon having a long education in these proverbs. The next one says, apply thy heart unto instruction, and thine ears to the words of knowledge. You know, that's something which we all can take to heart, and we can all apply that to our hearts. We need to be people that will listen to instruction, and we need to listen to the words of knowledge. Withhold not correction from a child, for thou that beatest him with a rod, he shall not die. Thou shalt beat him with a rod, and shalt deliver his soul from hell. You know, in our modern world, we don't do this to children, but we can all understand what it means. And of course, it was a proverb in our previous days that a smack or a punishment never killed a child, but it did correct a child. He goes on down, let not thine heart envy sinners, but be thou in the fear of the Lord all the day long. Hear thou, my son, and be wise, and guide thine heart in the way. Be not among wine bibbers, among riotous eaters of flesh. For the drunkard and the glutton will come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags. And in the next section, 22-25, we have a call to hear instruction. Solomon says, listen to me. He's talking to his children, his sons. Listen, hearken unto thy father, which begat thee, and despise not thy mother when she is old. Buy the truth, and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding. The father of the righteous shall greatly rejoice. He that begetteth a wise child shall have joy in him. The father and mother shall be glad, and she that bare thee shall rejoice. Then 26-33, Solomon speaks of personal conduct again. He warns against strange women and alcohol. Okay, let's read it together. It says, my son, give me thine heart, and let thine eyes observe my days. For a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. In other words, is a grave. She also lieth in wait for a prey, and increaseth the transgressors among men. Who hath woe? Who hath sorrow? Who hath contentions? Who hath babblings? Who hath wounds without cause? Who hath redness of eyes? They that tarry long at the wine, they that go to seek mixed wine. Look not thou upon the wine when it is red, when it giveth his colour in the cup, when it moveth itself right. At the last it biteth like a serpent, and stingeth like an adder. Thine eyes shall behold strange women, thine heart shall utter perverse things. Yea, thou shalt be as him that lieth down in the midst of the sea, or he that lieth upon the top of a mast. They have stricken me, thou shalt say. I was not sick, they have beaten me, I felt it not. When shall I awake? I will seek it yet again. And then we have another call to personal character in chapter 24, first 20 verses. Let's read some of it. It says, Be not envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. For their heart studieth destruction, and their lips talk of mischief. Through wisdom is a house built, and by understanding it is established, and by knowledge shall the chambers be filled, and with all precious and pleasant riches. And then here's a password. A wise man is strong, yea, a man of knowledge increaseth strength. For by wise counsel thou shalt make thy war, and in multitude of counsellors there is safety. Now that's a great proverb. In the multitude of counsellors there is safety. When you've got something that's important to do, like going to war, get lots and lots and lots of advice. There's safety in the number of counsellors. Let's run on down. He that deviseth to do evil shall be called a mischievous person, and thought of foolishness is sin, and the scorner is an abominable man. Now let's move on down. My son, eat thou honey, because it is good, and the honeycomb which is sweet to thy taste. So shall knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul. When thou hast found it, then there shall be a reward, and the expectation shall not be cut off. So in this password, Solomon is encouraging his children. He's saying, get wisdom, get knowledge. Lay not wait, O wicked man, against the dwelling of the righteous. Spoil not his resting place. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. Rejoice not when thine enemy falleth, and let not thy heart be glad when he stumbleth, lest the Lord see it and it displease him, and he turn away his wrath from him. He says, Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked, for there shall be no reward to the evil man, and the candle of the wicked shall be put out. Now verse 21, Solomon calls on his son to listen and take not then from verse 22 to 29, he gives him advice on personal conduct again. My son, fear thou the Lord and the king, and meddle not with them that are given to change. For their calamity will rise suddenly, and who knoweth the ruin of them both? These things also belong to the wise. It is not good to have respect of persons in judgment. He that saith unto the wicked, Thou art righteous, him shall the people curse. Nations shall abhor him, and to them that rebuke him shall be delight, and a good blessing shall come upon them. Move on down. Say not, I will do so to him as he hath done unto me. I will render to the man according to his work. Don't say that. Don't ever seek to get your own back on anybody, he says. And then we have this interesting passage at the very end. It's major password for me today. I went by the field of the slothful, and by the vineyard of the man void of understanding. And lo, it was all grown over with thorns, and nettles had covered the face thereof. and the stone wall thereof was broken down. Then I saw and considered it well, I looked upon it, and received instruction. Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep, so shall thy poverty come on one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man. Wow. So this is what happens to those who can't be bothered. They can't be bothered to mend the wall. They can't be bothered to clear the thorns. They can't be bothered to mend the wall. Wow. That's what happens. A little bit of sleep, a little bit of slumber, a little bit of folding of the hands, and so shall thy poverty come. So shall thy poverty come. So there we are. What a fascinating education that Solomon was giving to his people. Amazing, isn't it? Well, there we are. There's my thought for the day. Look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.